So the event started with a sort of like a town hall introduction down at the Shibuya Stream Hall area on Friday, and the Shibuya media turned up. Then you gotta just remember how busy the town is all the time, you know, and to be able to do something like this where a three-day activation with a lot of different touch points. You know, we had the Hachiko doggy activation where you have to find different spots for the place, for the dog. And then you also have, here we go again, and then you have people running around. Anyway, back to the activation. Yesterday we actually also saw the drone show as well. Design, which you see here in the clip, was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? It's actually quite artistic. You know, the whole activation and the way of how we actually transition, I think it's actually worth. And it's more creative, you know what I mean? There you go, it's a bit of Tokyo Drift for you. Still going. Yes, sir. Woo. Also check out some interaction. There was one really interesting one where you had an orchestra that was actually basically just speakers, loudspeakers, professional loudspeakers from Yamaha, I think. And each speaker represents one instrument, whether it's a trombone or a drum or a guitar or whatever riff that was going on. But more importantly, I think it's just the way of how it's been run. And then basically you walk around, there's like 15 speakers all up. Alright, here we go again. Just walk it. Walk it like I talk 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 it. Yeah. Yo. There was in a building where there's 3 or 4 different activations. The other one was quite interesting as well. They talked about how Shibuya would look like in 2226. So we talk about 200 years from now. Apparently, according to them, water, right? And again, Tokyo, Japan being Japan, they have all these imaginations of how it might be designed in the future. And today, just in the afternoon, I also went and watched another activation. It's all a digital monitor done by a lot of Here we go again. Why are these guys running? I don't know what we're all doing. Just walking up and down. And I still remember the first night, just checking out the whole vibe of the whole place, right? And it's so impressive. Look at how much infrastructure that's actually changing in the city of Shibuya. I mean, if you get off the Shibuya station, you realize these days that there's a lot of construction going on right now. And this construction, somehow, interestingly, doesn't seem to be a bother at all. Like, people are still being able to travel quite orderly. I think overall I went to about 11 activations, and I think given the limited space that there are in this part of town, right, there's a lot of massive space to actually create. It's just interesting because I think it's more so about blending technology and art into the everyday life of what you see here. You know, you call it the cyberpunk of tomorrow. Well, it started here today, you know. Here's those bikers again. Oh no, this is not a bike. Why am I always coming back to this part? All the way from the Shibuya Scramble Square, which you see in this tall building right now. On top of that, there's the Shibuya Sky. And then next to it, there's the Shibuya Stream building, which is right next to the Shibuya River. And I think that's how the name got named, to be the Shibuya Stream. It's actually quite nice. The other day I traveled around there and just listening to the water jamming through was quite unique. Right, so this is the Shibuya Stream that I was talking about. This is right next to a river, and the water is actually quite clean. The night before the first night's activation, I actually saw how they were projecting soft pink lights across the river to create a really cool steamy effect, to showcase the wonders on how clean the waters are as well, you know. And I'm sure there's a bit of history that I still need to dig out about this river, but I think it actually runs across all the way upstream, all the way to the Shibuya startup office earlier that I came down from. So, but once again, as you can see, utilizing the urban space, whether it's the river or the building, to create an art technology exhibit, I think it's really smart. And also allowing participants and organizers to really see how these activations can be part of a more, I guess, permanent installation in the future. Because they're all the way down at the other side, there's this other park as well, which was, I think, also newly built. Merry-go-round thing behind me, right? Well, this is how fun it has been. I'm glad to have been part of this, you know. Everyone's just vibing, man, you know. Young and old, no matter what age you are, part of the experience, I think this is really important. And I think one thing that I've noticed as well is that the amount of effort being put together by a whole group of people from the Shibuya startup. Oh yeah, there's also the Star Wars activation as well too. No, sorry, Star Wars pop-up. Just across the road right now, right next to Starbucks. You know, that was dope. Got merch and everything. But the whole event just finished this afternoon. It was like on a Sunday, but yesterday was a heavy day. You know, there was street performers down at close to Yoyogi Park as well too. So that was actually quite interesting. The concept, the street performers that actually did 2 sets of the same show twice in the afternoon. And I was stupid because I thought it was going to be another group, but then it's actually the same show being shown twice at 2 different times, two different time slots, 40 minutes apart from each other. Right? When you're crossing the road like this, everyone's got the camera out, man. It's not, you know. I would love to participate more next year. Now this year they also did have a teaching session as well, where 10 startup companies from all over the world did their thing. Big box up there. Yep.